Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for tuning in to Cullman Today. I'm your host, Dustin Isom, and today is Monday, June the 24th. We have a lot to look at in local news today, including information on a planned water outage in the city, a Wallace State student's journey to the Miss Alabama pageant, and Cullman City Schools Summer Learning Camp. All this plus sports, weather, and more, but for now, let's dive into the top stories happening in Cullman today. The City of Cullman Water Department will have a planned water outage today from 8 a.m. until completion. This outage will affect Barton Drive, Barton Circle, Orchard Drive Northeast, and Greenwood Drive Northeast. Next up, known across the state for its orange rolls, longtime Cullman staple Allsteak held the first in a new series of public events with dueling pianos on Thursday, June the 20th. The banquet room of the popular steakhouse was bustling with laughter and live music. Two pianists, Wes Graham and Brian Kirk, collected song requests and wishes from the crowd. And without prior knowledge of the chosen songs, the artists were expected to play and sing each song as it came through the queue. For a cool $20, guests could skip the long line of requests and have the pianist play their choice next, however wild and crazy it might be. The featured genres were almost as diverse as the packed group of attendees. The Allsteak is located at 323 3rd Avenue Northeast. Future events will be announced on the restaurant's Facebook page. And to wrap up our top stories, Miss Wallace State Representative Savannah Lynn is headed to Birmingham, June 26th through the 29th, to compete in the statewide pageant and Miss America qualifier, Miss Alabama. It was an unexpected turn of events for Lynn, a seasoned pageant contestant. On September 10, 2023, she was not named Miss Wallace State, nor the first runner-up. Instead, she was selected as a pageant's second runner-up, leaving her third in line to make it to the statewide circuit. However, due to scheduling conflicts for the winner and first runner-up, Lynn was the next in line and stepped up to the challenge. Lynn will compete in the Miss Alabama pageant beginning at 7 p.m. on June 26th in the Samford University Wright Center. The pageant will not be broadcast publicly. However, tickets can be purchased online at missalabama.com. Now that we have the top stories out of the way, we're going to take a quick break before returning with sports.
Discover what's buzzing in Cullman with Community Matters, where every story pops off the page with local flair. It's the magazine that's got the inside track on what's now, what's new, and who's who. Get the lowdown on top eats and 411 on recipes that'll turn up your summer cooking game. Relive our local team's triumphs on the sports fields and pencil in summer's hottest events for fun the whole family will love. Get your copy of Community Matters at the Cullman Tribune, any of the local businesses on screen, or scan the QR code.
Hello and welcome back to Cullman Today. Now it's time to find out what's going on in the world of sports. In today's sports segment, let's learn a little more about a historic night of baseball in Birmingham. Major League Baseball hosted a tribute to the Negro Leagues game between the San Francisco Giants and St. Louis Cardinals at Rickwood Field Thursday night. And in addition to the sold-out crowd of fans, there were many special guests at the event as well. The Giants and Cardinals each wore throwback Negro League uniforms, with the Giants representing the San Francisco Sea Lions and the Cardinals representing the St. Louis Stars. The Giants even took it a step further by wearing Black Barons jerseys and caps on the bus to the game. Current players from the Giants and Cardinals, recently retired legends like Albert Pujols and CC Sabathia, and Hall of Famers like Reggie Jackson and Ken Griffey Jr. watched the pageantry and emotions build at the nation's oldest existing professional baseball park. At 114 years old, Rickwood Field predates even Fenway Park and Wrigley Field and hosted the Cardinals and Giants in a game that served as a tribute to the Negro Leagues, which produced some of the game's all-time greatest talents, such as Jackie Robinson, Hank Aaron, Josh Gibson, Satchel Paige, and of course, Willie Mays. The loss of Mays, who passed away on Tuesday, sent the baseball world into mourning. He was the oldest living Hall of Famer at 93 years old at the time of his death. Mays died just 2 days before the Rickwood Field game, where the eyes of the baseball world would shift to his hometown of Birmingham. As news of his death spread throughout the country, celebrations of his life ramped up. There were photos and artifacts of baseball Hall of Famers who played at the 114-year-old ballpark, including Jackie Robinson, Josh Gibson, and Satchel Paige. The original clubhouse of the Birmingham Black Barons, where Mays got his pro start in 1948, was open. A memorial of Mays was at the front, with bobbleheads, a signed glove, and his Black Barons and San Francisco Giants jerseys on display. Outside the park, fans stood in line to hold a baseball bat used by Mays in 1959. They took photos sitting inside an original bus from 1947 that was typically used by Negro League teams. They danced to live music and ate food from the concession stands, featuring menu boards designed to capture the look and feel of the 1940s. It was a great opportunity for the baseball world to collectively honor some of its most important history and many of its most important players. That covers sports for today, but make sure to check with the Cullman Tribune each day for the latest in coverage from across the area. We'll be back after this message. Hello and welcome back to Cullman Today. Now it's time to speed things up with the news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Link of Cullman County recently announced that its Master's Hand Food Pantry will be closed until July the 6th for much-needed updates, renovation, and employee and volunteer training. However, its free monthly community meal will still take place on Thursday, June the 27th at 6 p.m. Only this time, it will be a drive-through meal. Each month, around 100 community members line up at the Link to enjoy a warm meal, generously sponsored, prepared, and served by various local churches, organizations, and volunteers. Beginning at 6 p.m. on Thursday, June the 27th, guests can drive to the east parking area of the Link, located at 708 9th Street Southeast, and receive a free grilled hot dog meal, complete with chips, dessert, and a drink, compliments of Daystar Church and the Link of Cullman County. On Friday, June 28th at 7 p.m., local thespians with Heirlooms Fine and Performing Arts will take the stage at Wallace State Burial Center for Fine and Performing Arts to perform the children's classic show, Aristocats. An additional show will be performed on Saturday, June 29th at 2 p.m. Tickets will be available for purchase at the door with a cost of $10 for adults and $5 for children aged 12 and younger. Late last week, Cullman County Commissioner Gary Marchman and his beautiful wife, Bobby, celebrated their 29th anniversary. From Cullman Today, happy anniversary, and we hope you have many more to come. It might be summer vacation, but the learning never really stops at Cullman City Schools. The district's summer learning camp ran from June the 3rd through the 20th with more than 120 students attending at the West Elementary School campus, making it the largest summer camp Cullman City Schools has hosted to date. West Elementary math coach Sashari Karetti said, "It's been a positive experience not only for the students but for the teachers as well." The program is part of a state initiative via the Alabama Literacy Act, offering extra opportunities for math and reading instruction for students during the season. Students participated in several different experiences as part of the summer camp, with groups like the North Alabama Agriplex and Cullman Power Board providing learning programs and events throughout the summer. Now, for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I will be right back after this quick message. Welcome back. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Adrian Isaac Estudio Bercy. Adrian Isaac Estudio Bercy, 29 of Cullman, passed away on Friday, June the 21st at his residence. Funeral services for Mr. Bercy will be at 3 p.m. on Thursday, June 27th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home, with burial at Sardis No. 2 Cemetery. Visitation will be from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, June the 26th at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Cullman Heritage Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Randy Edward Johnson. Randy Edward Johnson, 55 of Cullman, passed away peacefully on June 21st at his residence. Funeral services for Mr. Johnson will be held at 6 p.m. on Monday, June 24th at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow the service at Mount Olive Cemetery. Randy Booth will be officiating services. The family will welcome friends at Hanceville Funeral Home from 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday. Lloyd K. Cartwright. Lloyd K. Cartwright, age 65 of Cullman, passed away on Saturday, June the 22nd at his residence. No services are planned at this time. Mark Richard. Mark Richard, age 62 of Crane Hill, passed away on Saturday, June the 22nd. No services are planned at this time. Brenda Faye Moore. Brenda Faye Moore, age 72 of Good Hope, passed away on Sunday, June the 23rd. No services are planned at this time. That finishes up obituaries for today. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now, let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today, there will be patchy fog between 7 and 8 a.m. Otherwise, it's a sunny summer day with a high near 94. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of around 70. Tomorrow is set to be another sunny one with a high near 95. And tomorrow night will be partly cloudy with a low of around 72. That concludes another edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for joining us. We will be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. For now, I'm Dustin Isom with Cullman Today, wishing you a marvelous Monday, Cullman.